Good morning and welcome to another edition of Import Export Platform Facebook Live from 3 Pastry Academy. My name is Dele Aimibo and we're going to continue our conversation on Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. I'm moving on to the Southsouth state today. For the Southsouth state in Nigeria, I think we have overrated oil. We have relied so much on it, and we have neglected so many other opportunities within the region. Instead of enjoying the genius of the ant, we're embracing the tyranny of the ore. So it's either you face oil or the other, so you decide to go on for oil alone. You could have done oil and the others. So that, remember, minerals generally are wasting assets. Because they are deposits, as you take them, they are reducing. Meaning, at some point, it will finish. And that's why I believe that money obtained from such should not just be for the current generation, even for the unborn generation. So there are so many other options available in the Niger Delta that can be explored in terms of minerals, which have not been explored at all. Basically because we have oil. After all, 13% derivation. 13% derivation. And I think that seems to be the pain of a number of states in the Niger Delta region. 13% derivation. Making more money than others, yet poor people. How much of your people are really hired? How much job is really created as a result of those industries? Because they are mainly driven by machine, by foreigners. But there are other minerals in the state, in that region, that can be explored, and it will do well for the people in terms of revenue for the government and generation of employment. I would like to say at this point that what I've been talking about under the mineral basically involve state governor engaging with their people, communities where minerals are found, setting up a special purpose vehicle in partnership with a business who will drive the process, a business located in the state, and with that business located in the state governor can then partner with such a business, set up the SPV like I suggested, but more importantly, provide funds to get all the equipment, bring in technical partners to do the mining, and have a sharing formula in which the state take a good chunk. And that this will not cost the state so much. By the time the state will spend about $1 million, everything he needs to start will be ready. And even to run. And that the state does not need to be taking all the loans he's taking. Because despite the fact that Niger Delta states, the South state, are making all the money from the 13% derivation, it's not stopping them from incurring huge debt. There's no development. How many jobs is being created? I think the governors in this region should be concerned about this. And don't just depend on oil. Such that when the oil price is affected, it's like our world come crashing. Our world is coming to an end. Should we live based on this? I don't think so. I think there are options. I think there are alternatives. I think the state should explore the options and the alternative it has, rather than just depend and rely on just one, and that one is not working, it's not providing enough, but the state has decided to continue in that direction. I'm saying that Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state have no reason to borrow any money from anywhere. Nigerian state can become all he wants to become if he has chosen to just do what he needs to do. And like I said this morning, I'm focusing on our people in the Niger Delta region who have access to the derivation,
I think there are options.
making the money. But how much is it even enough for them? As usual, maybe some people also have put some in their pocket. So I will go through them this morning. Let me go through them one by one. Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Delta, Edo, Rivers, and Bayelsa. Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Delta, Edo, Rivers, and Bayelsa. Akwa Ibom has clay, glass sand, salt, silica sand, granite, coal, petroleum, natural gas, kaolin, limestone, and lignite. Cross River, salt, limestone, coal, manganese, mica, gold, quartz, glass sand, tourmaline, petroleum, natural gas, kaolin, tin, mica, clay, salt, talc, zinc, lead, uranium, and barite. Delta, gravel, silica, natural gas, petrol, clay, granite, kaolin, Ghana River sand, clay, and kaolin. Edo State, copper, gold, marble, gypsum, granite, limestone, ceramic clay. Rivers, natural gas, petroleum, silica, glass sand, clay. Bayelsa, salt, petroleum, natural gas, silica sand. These are all the products found in the Niger Delta region. Let's go through the financials of these people. With all the money that is at their disposal, let's check the financials. Akwa Ibom, 226 billion naira earnings last year. Just about 10% of that generated in the state. Akwa Ibom can never survive without Abuja. Akwa Ibom can never survive without Abuja. Too much dependence on Abuja. Cross River. Cross River. Cross River, 54 billion what? How now? 54 billion. By the way, Akwa Ibom is owing over 100 billion naira. Cross River is owing over 200 billion naira. And Cross River income is 54 billion. What's happening in Cross River? You know, Cross River, by the way, is not doing badly in terms of internal revenue generation, IGR. Cross River is generating like 30%, which I think is commendable. But what I don't know about Cross River is why Cross River is into so much debt. I know Cross River, the governor is very ambitious and recently had over 1 trillion naira in budget. Over 1 trillion naira in budget. Nothing is wrong being ambitious, but I think also our ambitions should be very realistic. Nothing is wrong in being ambitious, but you should also be realistic in your ambition. A budget of over 1 trillion, and I understand he was crying when he was paying the budget. I didn't listen, so I didn't know the reason why he was crying. But I just feel the governor, I don't know what, I know they are doing some stuff in the state, I mean, development and the like. Setting up manufacturing firms, which will create jobs. But I'm looking at what is quick wins for the state governor in making money for today. To be able to create more jobs and build more factories. No doubt, Cross River is making progress in the law front. No doubt about that. But I can't see them utilizing the resources of the state and using that resources to generate all the income they can get. Let me narrow on Cross River because of what I'm seeing. I didn't know that Cross River situation is so bad like this. I didn't know that Cross River situation is so bad like this. In terms of income generation. Hello? Yes. I didn't know that it's so bad like this. It's so bad. So bad. And because it's so bad, it is making me to begin to feel, how come the state has so much resources in terms of potential for minerals, and the state is having so much debt. Over 200 billion. I am looking at that with respect to the income. So before I talk about others, can we narrow down on Cross River? Do you know, funny enough, out of all the states in Niger Delta, Cross River have more minerals than all other states. Cross River has more minerals than all other states. Out of all the states in Niger Delta, Cross River has more minerals than all other states. So what I don't understand is why Cross River is in this debt. I think it's because the governor is very ambitious. Like I said, there's nothing wrong in being ambitious. I just have issue with the fact that that ambition has not translated into making more money for the state, but the ambition have only put the state in debt. That's the only issue I have with Ben Ayade. I think he was returned as the governor of the state. I'll be looking at all those details later on. Cross River have a boundary with Ebonyi State, so I can understand the reason why a boundary with Ebonyi State and Benue State, so I can understand the reason why they also have lead. Because in Cross River, in Ebonyi State, you can see a lot of lead, and that enter Cross River. So a number of stuff Ebonyi have, also Cross River have. So for example, Cross River have salt. Salt is sodium chloride. Salt is sodium chloride, and this is a $2.4 billion business in the world. $2.4 billion. $2.4 billion. A whopping $2.4 billion. A whopping $2.4 billion. Now, when I finish with this, what this state have, sincerely, I don't have any doubt in my mind that this state can actually make the money they want to make. This state, and I'm talking about the Cross River State, that ambition the governor have will become a realistic ambition if only the state just look at opportunity that it has. The state has limestone Limestone. Limestone. Limestone is a $0.8 billion business. $0.8 billion business. Limestone. The state also have mica, and manganese. Mica and manganese. Can we check up manganese ore? When I check on manganese ore, I saw about $6 billion. Manganese, $6 billion. Manganese, $6 billion. Let me check up mica. Mica, also called muscovite. Let me check up mica. Mica in different forms. Mica powder. Mica waste. Mica powder. Mica waste. The market is not so large. Let's look at other ones. Granite. Can we check granite? I'm basically focusing this morning on Southsouth State, and I'm looking at potential for mineral export. I'm focusing on Southsouth State, and I'm looking at potential for mineral export. Granite, $1.9 billion. Granite, $1.9 billion. Granite, $1.9 billion. The state also have marble. The state also have kaolin, $1.68 billion. Kaolin, $1.68 billion. I deliberately avoided anything petroleum, anything gas, deliberately, because I'm de-emphasizing that, looking away from oil and gas, and looking at other potential that this state have. This state is among the states that earn the least in the South-South, but the most blessed state of the South-South. Cross River State is the most blessed state in the South-South, even though it earned the least among its rich neighbor in the South-South. Even though it earns the least among its rich neighbor in the South-South. For example, let's check out tin ore. It's amazing how much this state have. I mean. It's amazing how much the state have. I'm talking about this state called Cross River State. It's amazing how much it has in terms of minerals, much more than every other location. But the income of that state, like I said, is not encouraging at all. The income of that state is not encouraging at all. And I can understand the reason why. The state has depended so much. Only on oil. And it's like without oil, we actually have nothing. And I'm saying that is not true. The state is owing over 200 billion. That is also unacceptable. This state have everything it needs to survive. About $0.5 billion in tin. $0.5 billion in tin. $0.5 billion in tin export. $0.5 billion in tin export. $0.5 billion in tin export. Why is Nigerian state not billionaires in dollars? Why is Nigerian state poor despite this potential? Basically because the handlers, the people in charge of the economy, have relied solely on what they are getting as stipend from Abuja. What they are getting as stipend from Abuja. In the Niger Delta region, there is kaolin, $1.68 billion market. There is lignite, $4 billion market. There is limestone, $0.8 billion market. There is lead ore, $6.3 billion market. There is silica and quartz sand, $0.7 billion market. There is granite, $1.9 billion market. There is clay, about $2 billion market. There is bamabu, $1.7 billion market. There is salt, $2.4 billion market. There is manganese, $6 billion. Manganese, $6 billion. There is zinc ore, $11.8 billion. $11.8 billion. $11.8 billion. Who is saying Nigerian state are poor? Nigerian state are not poor. The manager of the economy impoverished Nigerian state. Let's move to Niger Delta, to the Delta state. Delta state is a very rich state. Very rich state. Delta state, 272 billion. 272 billion naira income. 272 billion naira income. Now, and the state generated about 20% of that. The state generated about 20% of that. 20% of the income were generated within the state, which I think is not bad. But this state I'm looking at cannot survive without Abuja. The state is collecting over 200 billion from Abuja and making 58 billion locally. How much is Delta owing? Wow. Delta is owing almost 300 billion naira. Over 250 billion naira. I know it has an income that can cover it. The case is better than our friend in Cross River. But you know what? This state is among the states that earn the most in Nigeria. I remember very well when the former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, always called Uduaga, my rich neighbor. My rich neighbor. My rich neighbor. Because Anambra State now is about 74, and this state is earning over 200 billion naira above Anambra State, more than Anambra State. And I have a friend, I have colleagues from this region, and they always complain bitterly of how bad the region is, road, infrastructure, no job. This kind of state does not need to borrow money to be able to explore what is in that state. With all the money this state currently made from Abuja, the states have silica sand, the state has clay, the state has granite, the state has kaolin, and all these are billion-dollar market. Billion-dollar market. I am saying Delta State have no reason to be borrowing at the rate it's borrowing. What exactly is the money being used for in Delta State? I don't know. I don't know. I just feel making that kind of money, there is no need borrowing again. Rather working very hard to make all the money for the state. use that money to build infrastructure, set up processes and systems to explore the potential of the state, and use that money to bless the people of the state in terms of employment, in terms of infrastructure, rather than incurring more debt. I'm sure the state is very free to incur the debt, is because of how much they were making. And if you look, if we are making the money, then let's spend it. But what are we spending it on? Delta says making so much money. So much money. But question, what is Delta State spending this money on? Can Delta State use this money to develop other sector, like the mineral sector, to be able to make all the money necessary, make all the money needed to make the state billionaires in dollars? Nigerian states are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian states are billionaires in dollars. When I look at most income of Nigerian states, apart from Lagos, I'm not sure any state in Nigeria is generating billions of dollars right now in terms of income. So when I look at the total income of the state, the only state generating more than 360 billion, which amount to $1 billion, is Lagos State. The only state generating more than 360 billion, which amount to $1 billion, is Lagos State. And I'm saying every state in Nigeria have the potential to generate 360 billion naira a year. Every state in Nigeria have the potential to generate more than 360 billion naira a year, if and only if the state can begin to take seriously, and I mean very, very seriously, the potential it possesses, the potential it has, as far as agri-commodity exports and mineral exports are concerned. I'll continue in the evening, and I'll move from the South State to the Northern State, and I'll start with the North Central. If you are thinking of minerals exports, you are thinking of the potential. If you think the Southern State have potential, you are joking. The state that have the real potential are the Northern State. But where do we have more poverty in Nigeria? The Northern State. Who are those that have the highest potential for mineral export? The Northern State. Who are those that have the highest potential for agri export? The Northern State. Which state of Nigeria have the least income and the most poverty? The Northern State. Much food is in the tillage of the poor. See you in the evening by 6 p.m. as I go into the Northern State to dissect and analyze the opportunity in the North Central State for export. Bye for now, and see you in the evening. Thank you very much.